Listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is of paramount importance in the life of a Christian. Throughout the Bible, Jesus consistently cautions his followers about the dangers of Satan and the impact he can have on their lives. Satan, often referred to as the enemy or the adversary, is a malevolent being who seeks to destroy the relationship between God and humanity. He uses various tactics, including deception, temptation, and manipulation, to lead people away from God's will and into darkness. Jesus, being the Son of God and the Savior of humanity, has a deep understanding of Satan's nature and tactics. He knows the devastating effects that Satan can have on a person's life, and therefore, he warns his followers to be vigilant and cautious. In the Bible, Jesus teaches that Satan is a liar and a murderer who seeks to steal, kill, and destroy. John 10:10. He also warns that Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light, making it difficult for people to distinguish between good and evil. 2 Corinthians 11:14. When Jesus warns of Satanism, he is not just talking about an abstract concept or mythological figure. He is talking about a real and present danger that can have a significant impact on a person's life. Satanism can manifest in various ways, including the occult, witchcraft, and other forms of dark spirituality. It can also manifest in more subtle ways, such as pride, greed, and selfishness. Jesus warns that Satan can use these tactics to lead people away from God's will and into a life of sin and darkness. The importance of listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism cannot be overstated. By listening to Jesus, Christians can gain a deeper understanding of the spiritual battle that is taking place in the world. They can learn to recognize the tactics of Satan and to resist his attempts to lead them astray. Jesus teaches that the best way to resist Satan is to put on the armor of God, which includes the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, and the helmet of salvation. Ephesians 6:10-18. By putting on this armor, Christians can protect themselves from Satan's attacks and live a life that is pleasing to God. Furthermore, listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism can help Christians to avoid the pitfalls of deception and manipulation. Satan is a master of deception, and he can use various tactics to lead people astray. He can use false teachers and prophets to spread lies and half-truths, and he can use the media and other forms of communication to spread his message. By listening to Jesus, Christians can learn to discern truth from falsehood and to avoid the dangers of deception. In addition, listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism can help Christians to live a life of purity and holiness. Jesus teaches that the heart is the source of all evil and that it is the heart that needs to be purified. Matthew 15:19. By listening to Jesus, Christians can learn to guard their hearts and to avoid the things that can lead them into sin. They can learn to cultivate a heart of love, compassion, and forgiveness, and to live a life that is pleasing to God. In conclusion, listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is crucial for Christians who want to live a life that is pleasing to God. By listening to Jesus, Christians can gain a deeper understanding of the spiritual battle that is taking place in the world, and they can learn to recognize the tactics of Satan. They can also learn to resist Satan's attacks and to live a life of purity and holiness. Jesus' warnings about Satanism are not meant to scare or intimidate, but rather to educate and equip. By listening to Jesus, Christians can be prepared for the spiritual battles that they will face, and they can live a life that is victorious and fulfilling. As Jesus says, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power, put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Ephesians 6:10-11.